Are you distracted right now? Should you be doing school or doing work or doing something else? Or right now you're on YouTube going like, oh no, he found me out. Because by the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing one key idea from Wine Thatcher and one idea from a neuroscientist. So you're going to want to stick around till the end of this video to be able to hear that. And my name is Daniel Barnes, and in the description of this video, there's a free how to start your next semester strong. So if you're a college student, go ahead and check that out. So here's the first clip.
Where did you come up with the concept of monotasking, and why did you come up with it?
So a lot of it, came from my own personal experience originally. As you mentioned, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a company called Juniper Books for about 20 years now. Also a parent. I also went through some kind of next level distracting experiences. A few years ago, I went through cancer. I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, all at the same time that I was trying to, be a good parent and navigate my way through life and deal with the distractions that pretty much all of us are dealing with, right? Mm. We all have really long to-do lists. There's a lot we want to do in life. And we have these, smartphones that, tempt us to multitask all the time. So I felt like I had to look at what I was doing and figure out when I was the most successful, the least stressed, the most creative, because when I was dealing with those things like cancer, and I also went through a divorce right after cancer, I was like, I have to stay focused. I have to figure out how to do that for myself. And I want to look into the research about productivity, about neuroscience, and see what that says about how other people do it. And I wanted to find a method that worked for me and then eventually share it with other people. And that's how I came to the conclusions about monotasking versus multitasking.
So for me, I work with a lot of high performers. I coach them. And by the way, I must tell you that's the thing they're singularly best at is sometimes in athletics, they'll call it the zone or focus. But really what that means is the elimination of other tasks and other thoughts, and you're completely present in the moment. For me, that's when I'm the best dad, as you said. It's when I'm the best entrepreneur. It's when you're the best athlete. It's when you're best at anything is when you're completely present. Yet most people, this is why your work is so compelling. Most people really struggle with this, myself included. So why'd you come up with 12 of these monotests? If you don't mind, I'll share with
I find that when I'm in high pressure environments, that being able to focus singularly and be able to breathe and be aware of all my senses, be aware of all the things that are going on both inside of me and externally, that there can then be this process of being able to make the right choice. Last week I was playing drums and I was really present in that moment, or actually, no, I wasn't. I was thinking about something else that was weighing on me. And what happened was I missed a cue for when something was supposed to start. And there was basically things that had to all work together. And yet I was present enough to go, oh, I need to start. And then I was able to just kill the tracks and keep going because even though I was distracted, I had this background of being really focused playing drums and being in different worship environments. And so I was able to make that split-second decision of, oh, we're off, I'm just going to kill it and it's going to be fine because I know I can play it. I know I can play the song. And I was so much more present throughout the rest of the song when I know there's not something that can keep me on autopilot. And that's one of the things that really stood out to me about that clip is this concept of being able to bring our full selves into this moment. And even as you're watching this, you may be tempted to click off or watch something else. And I want you to stick around till the end because I'm going to share one key idea that's going to kind of tie this together and give you something that you can do today to help bring your attention to the things that matter. And I also had the question of why is it that I and so many of us want to be doing multiple things? Why is it that our American culture as a whole loves doing things more than being? And there was this neuroscientist who shared this really fascinating concept around focus. So there is monotasking, which is simply choosing to do one thing at a time. So if I'm just making these videos, then I'm just making videos. I'm not also trying to do something else on my phone, or I'm not trying to think about what else I have in the day. I'm actually being fully here. And there's this concept of having our attention be kind of like a flashlight, a floodlight, and an executive. Flashlight, floodlight, and executive. So the flashlight is hyperfocus, that like when you're really zeroed in. And then the floodlight is the broader area. It's a big light that you can turn. That's how I kind of imagine it. And then the executive is the one who's choosing, like the executive in a company, of going, hey, where are we going to allocate these resources of time, of money, or in this case, energy, to focus, and being able to switch between the focus of the flashlight or the broader of the floodlight and be aware of where is our attention going. So the technique or the principle or the idea that's really important here is to breathe and become aware of a sensation in our bodies. So if you breathe in just through your nose, you can feel your diaphragm expanding. You can feel sometimes air in your throat. You can feel the warmth in your nose. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on just one of those areas as we're doing this. So I'm going to focus on, what does the air feel like in my nose? So as I'm breathing in, I'm focusing on that. And as I'm breathing out, I'm focusing on that. Now, as I'm doing that, what's going to happen is our minds are going to wander. And the beautiful thing about that is it's not a bad thing that our minds wander. But what we want to do is we want to notice, go, aha, my brain is wandering, and I'm going to gently bring it back. I almost liken it to like a child when you're attempting to have them do something, and then they start to get distracted, and you're like, no, we're doing this now. And in that same mindset or kindness towards ourselves is to bring ourselves back to that present moment, to that breathing, and choosing to go, no, I'm going to focus on my nose. I'm going to focus on what it feels like in my throat. I'm going to focus on like whichever one area you feel the most, and do that. And even if it's just 30 seconds to begin with, or a minute, like it doesn't have to be a massive thing. But what happens is our attention now is becoming more focused. Our attention is being trained so that way, as our minds drift in other things, we can bring it back. And that is the big takeaway, or what I would love for you to learn and to hear from this. This is something that I'm learning and growing in, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys, because I've known that in my own life I can put this pressure on myself, and we can feel this pressure to be other things, to keep achieving, to keep learning, to keep growing in different areas, and those are good things. It's not that I'm not going to continue to learn and grow and develop. And I wonder if who I am is going to be greater by being fully present in each of the things individually, rather than having my mind be in a million different places while I'm doing all these different things. And so what if we could place as much value in being fully present, even if it is simply driving, even if it is eating, even if it is reading a book, and we could be fully present doing that. And then when we're in the next thing that we're about to do, that we're fully present doing that thing too. So that's my thought that I wanted to share today. If you've enjoyed this and learned something, please go ahead and give this a like, as well as if you're a young adult or college student, please subscribe to this channel. This is where I found that most college students and young adults struggle to find content and develop character, and I wanted this channel to be a solution to that problem. So thanks so much for spending your time with me. Adios.